My name is Stefan. I'm an IT engineer working in Antarctica. These are my experiences. Hello! Welcome to this wonderful autumn day. The sun just beginning to rise there above the mountains. It's beautiful, cold, crisp air. We're in autumn now. It's May, so southern hemisphere, it's coming into autumn. The temperatures are still relatively warm. It's probably around 0 today. Feels warmer because there's no wind. Usually it's the wind chill that gets you. What I wanted to talk to you about is what we do if you wanted to get away from work. If you wanted to relax off station, what can we do? So normally what we'd do is we'd go up, basically up there, up the mountain behind me, and you can ski around, do things like that. There's a cabin you can stay in, a hut you can stay in. But the local travel area is closed because of crevassing. So unfortunately, we can't do that. However, what we can do is take day trips, or sometimes longer, but mostly day trips by boat. So we go on the boat, we go out, spend the day somewhere, and then come back. What we could also do is go to a cabin on another island. This cabin was called Lagoon. So we could go to Lagoon and spend some time in this cabin. And a few months ago, in the height of summer, that's what I did with some friends of mine from here. So the people that went were Andy, Bobby, and me. We spent just the night there. You can spend longer, but it's quite popular, so it gets booked. So we only could do a night, but you know, it was good to just be off station and relax and chill. No internet, nothing like that. So that's what we did. So I want to show you the journey to get there and how it went. The first bit was getting the boat out. So let's see how that's done. The first thing that needed to be done was to tow the boat to the wharf in order to launch it. Now we can use a few vehicles to do this, but normally it's the tractor. Andy attached a hitch to the boat trailer, and then the whole thing was pulled to the wharf ready for the second stage, craning the boat into the sea. Straps are attached to the boat, and it's gently lifted by the wharf crane, which is remotely operated. Now, no one's allowed to ride on a boat while this is done, as it's quite dangerous if something goes wrong. Now, there is someone at the front of the boat, the bow, holding a line to stop the boat swinging around, but it still takes a skilled remote operator to get the boat over without it hitting anything, which is why only a few people on station are trained to do this. Once the boat was over the side, we got the all clear, and it was time to board. We were very lucky with the weather. It was a gorgeous day and the sea was very calm. I was enjoying the sunlight sparkling on the water and admiring the views when someone spotted something. Whales! As the water was so calm, they were easy to see, so we stopped the boat and watched them. As we lost sight of the whales, it was time to proceed, and soon Lagoon Hut was in view. As we came in past the sleeping seals, we could see the people that would be swapping out with. There were 2 of them, and they had been there for the weekend, but now is our turn. After the boat had dropped us off, the first thing I did is go for a walk. So here I am, just walking around the local area where the hut is. See, there's a seal there in the background just sunning themselves. It's quite warm today, especially for a seal. Probably what, 1-2 degrees, no wind. The hut is back there in the background, about 150 meters away. It looks further on the camera, but it's not actually that far. There is another seal Just lying on the beach down there. Seal or rock, you can tell, sometimes you can't. Let's take a closer look at this seal sunning themselves up here. Elephant seal, I believe. Is it a fur seal? I think elephant. I'm not very good at seal identification. Hello. They're not really scared of anything. You can get probably quite close without them reacting. They're so big that nothing really threatens it, or not on land anyway. So I'm quite a way away, zooming in. Don't want to disturb them. Give me the side eye. Beach here, very calming, lapping. After spending a few hours walking around, soaking in the amazing views, it was time to head back to the hut as it was getting dark. It's got Andy out here taking a photo. Looks much brighter on the camera than actually is. Oh, that looks gorgeous on the camera. It's muted in real life. Pretty cold out here. So on the deck, look inside the window. Looks nice and warm and cozy inside. Let's go back in. The emergency radio. Well, normal radio actually. Close the door. Yes, it is definitely warmer in here. So here I am in this cabin. It is just past midnight. The other 3 people have gone outside for a walk. They've gone down there. Window is not cleanest. I went out, it was quite cold, so I decided to just stay here. It's very, very cozy in here. We've just got one light on the wall up here, and then this Tilly lamp down here, which is really cozy and gives out some nice heat. We've cooked dinner, and then we had some cheese, and we didn't have crackers, we had bread. We have 4 bunk beds. I sleep on this one at the top. Got a spare duvet here that I've hung. There's no Wi-Fi here. It's just us talking. There's a radio. Our normal radio is actually reached back, so that's quite good. The temperature is warm here with the Tilly lamp. We had this stove lit earlier on. We're cooking on that. You can see the pan of water on top. As you can see, there's still some pink in the air, in the sky. It looks brighter on camera than it actually is. Not that bright. It's more of a dark pink, like a sunset. But it's not going to get much darker than this, and then the sun will start rising. So yeah, this is the cabin that we're in Lagoon. Very, very nice. It's a bit like a bothy or something like that you get in Scotland. Okay, time for bed. The next day, I looked around the cabin. You got 2 bunk beds here, and 2 over there. Some Tilly lights up there. My bunk was here. Strings to hang things up. There's a lot of hooks to hang things here. View out the window there. It's gorgeous. Spoon. I think that's structural, propping up the window. If you remove that, it could cause a window collapse. Loads of food and drink. Have a reflex stove here. The chimney. A small sink with pans, pots and plates underneath it. This runs down to a bucket with a sieve on top. So the bucket is emptied below the tide line, and anything in the bucket that's solid, it's taken back and burnt. Let's go through here. Fire blanket there. Here is the vestibule area, I guess. Just got coats hanging up the wall. Toilet paper. There's no toilet here. That is actually the toilet. You'd open it and go in there. It hasn't been used. I've only here one night, so I think everyone's holding it in. But I don't know what that is, a tarp maybe. And up in the attic, there's more supplies. I haven't been up there. And then here is the front door. Gorgeous view all around. little balcony up here where you can walk, a deck I should say, it's not a balcony. There's some stairs. You notice they are hinged. That's because they're pulled up when this isn't in use. Why would you pull up stairs? What's the point? Well, on this beach, a lot of seals come up and they can then try and work their way up the stairs, and these will break. The amount of weight a seal has, elephant seal especially, coming up here, they'll wreck the place. So that's why it's pulled up. And then here we have a fuel supply with a little plant with planks over it, and a fuel tank here that burns, basically it's after jet fuel, it just burns that, and that's what the reflex stove inside uses. It's got a beautiful view. Here's nothing much around. There's one other thing actually I can show you. If I quickly come down the stairs, go around the corner, look at this, so beautiful. Zoom in a bit. Whoa, beautiful mountains there. Glacier here, carving into the ocean. What I wanted to show you is this blue thing. It's a depot with supplies, so in case the hut burns down, you've got tent, some food, drink, fresh water, emergency supplies, so you can use that. Luckily it hasn't burned down. You see a solar panel there. It needs a lick of paint, but the roof looks in a good nick. And that's where we spent the night. All four of us, including myself. Very calm. Not a cloud. Well, there is one cloud in the sky. There it is. That's your cloud. Apart from that, beautiful weather. Very little wind. Eventually, the silence was broken by the radio. Fuel's really going for it now. Like a bear, land sea bear? I don't know. Off it goes into the water. Very calm day out here. Barely a ripple in the water. See, it's like a mill pond. It's a nice piece of ice behind me. Let's take a closer look at that. You can see it's like a, well, piece of ice sculpture. Like someone's carved it in some form of modern art, even put a hole in it. But it's totally natural. This hole is quite impressive though. But personally I prefer this side with this pattern down here. Shadow out the way. It looks pretty nice. Little penguins. We have a skewer up on the rock behind me. The skewers can be quite aggressive. They dive bomb you when you get too close, and by too close, 50 meters maybe. Sometimes you don't see them because they're brown and the rocks are brown, until you get and a bird sweeping towards you. What you can do to mitigate that is you stick your fist up in the air, and that kind of deters them slightly. They'll aim for your fist. Could wear a helmet, I suppose. Or another one is to carry a flag or something that sticks up. Then they'll swoop for that. But they come straight at you. I'd had to duck a few times. They didn't decide to take a dump over me. But I've seen that happen when they've dive bombed other creatures. A seal. Yeah, not the greatest experience. Exhilarating, I guess. But they're very territorial. The last one that dived on me, unfortunately I didn't get it on camera, I was too busy ducking, had some chicks, so I can understand why they were doing it, but I wasn't anywhere near the nest. They are quite aggressive. I'm now dressed in my boat suit, ready to go back. We're going to be picked up soon. Got a radio call that the boat is on the way. This boat suit consists of a life jacket here. And then, well, this is separate, it's not part of the boat suit. We have the boat suit itself, which is basically a dry suit. It's a full-on dry suit. And then the Wellington boots goes over it here. And then inside the Wellington boots, there are, this suit carries on. So that this is kind of like a flap that goes, it's a two-piece thing. Which means that if water does go inside the boots, the Wellington boots, it shouldn't come up inside my legs because it's sealed, unless there's a pinhole prick or something like that. But yeah, it's just waiting now. It's quite warm in this suit, which is good. My hands are a bit cold. Let's just take one last look at the hut, and these are the 3 people that came with me. 3 people? Hold on, there are 2 people there. What's the 3rd person? Oh, we've lost the person. Oh well. We got most people, so it's fine. After finding the missing Andy and some last minute sunbathing by the other Andy, the boat arrived. It was great to have some time away from station and to relax with amazing company. I'd like to do this again. Thanks Lagoon Hut, and see you soon.